Hi Libra, it's Rose with Psychic Readings with Rose, here to bring you your May mid-month 2023 Psychic Tarot card update for your sign. So my beautiful Libras, we are having a new moon in the sign of Taurus happening on May 19th of this month. So whenever you're watching this reading, whether you're watching it before the new moon or after the new moon, the messages still apply to you, Libra, whether you're sun, moon, rising, Venus, or stelliums, or you're cross-watching for another Libra. Time is fluid, I always say, and this is the right time to hear these messages, okay? So right now when I'm recording this reading, it is the day after Mother's Day, Libra. And it's interesting with the card layout here, the card in the recent past. By the way, guys, you are doing this in your 8th house. This new moon in the sign of Taurus in your 8th house, okay? And that has a lot to do with debts, shared resources, other people's money, taxes, loans, collaborations, finances, the occult, death and rebirth, okay? So this is a very deep house. Okay, and there's a lot going on in this house. I always say the deep house, like the deepest house is the 12th house, but the 8th house is very, very interesting as well to dive into, like occult studies and practices and like the hidden secrets, stuff like that. So I'm recording this reading the day after Mother's Day, and it's interesting because I have the Empress card in the reverse for your recent past. So I strongly feel that many of you Libras, your Mother's Day celebration or lack of celebration was very uneventful, and I apologize. Whether you are a mother, okay, or whether you are, this was regarding your own mother, whether she's still on the earth plane or not, whether she's living or not, it'll work out differently for all of you as this is a general reading. So the only way to really hone in and have what this means for you as an individual will be to contact me, and I would love to dive deep with you. You can go into my about section and then we can schedule a reading. So with the Empress in the reverse, being that it's interesting when I'm recording this and when you're going to hear this, and the new moon being in the sign of Taurus, which is the Empress, which is the mother, the earth mother, uh, the earth priestess, the earth queen. But this is for the sign of Libra, and you are air. This is earth, okay? But I feel that this Empress in the reverse is very connected to this new moon energy that you're going into, and it being in your 8th house, maybe there's some things that you just don't want to have to research or deal with. For many of you, I feel like this is something you have to deal with and you just want to get it over with and stuff like that. So it can be maybe like your Mother's Day. Maybe listen, maybe you don't have a good relationship with your mother. Maybe your mother has passed on. Maybe you and your mother are estranged. It doesn't really matter whether you're male or female. Our mothers are our mothers. Some of us don't have mothers. Some of us do. Are very close to our mothers. That's wonderful. If you are a mother and you're listening to this, maybe you had a very uneventful Mother's Day and you're just, thinking that you no longer want to spend it with who you spend it and how you spend it anymore moving forward. So, with the death of celebrating this holiday the way you do, it can be because it's painful for you to celebrate this day. Maybe you are estranged from your children for whatever reason. I do apologize, that Libra. Or maybe, your mother has passed on and you are not yet a mother. For many of you, this is you are not yet a mother, and you're trying to understand why you are not yet a mother. Like, what is going on with you physically or emotionally that's causing you mentally, even what's causing you from the lack of being a mother, whether you're trying to get pregnant or whether your partner is trying to get pregnant. This could have been a very painful Mother's Day for her because it's in the recent past. And that's what I'm picking up closely. This had to do with Mother's Day celebration. Now, some people don't celebrate the holiday at all because they don't believe in that, and that's fine. Live and let live. I always say, Libra, and you're very fair that way, Libra. You're very, very fair in that regard. So, maybe some of you have Taurus strong placement in your moon. Maybe you have Taurus moon or Taurus rising, Taurus in your Venus. Whatever it is, maybe your mother was ill or you were ill. For my Libra men that are watching this, maybe you weren't able to see your mother, or you don't like the holiday for whatever reason, and that's fine. But for many of you, the majority of you, is about being about not being a mother actually, and what this holiday means to you every year as you move on in life, and you're yearning to be a mother, or you're yearning to have that relationship with your mother that you do not have. But since it's the 8th house, it's the house of transformation. So I feel that this is leaving you. This dark Empress energy is leaving you, and you are moving forward, okay? Because here we have the Knight of Wands in the current position. It's a very fiery energy. It is a male energy. So maybe many of you females, you are deciding that you're going to, right now you're deciding that you're going to be more of like somebody who creates things and makes things happen. Maybe you're traveling to get away from this dark Empress energy, or the non-mother energy, whatever you want to call it. A sense of lack, but you're not really taking that with you. So I'm very proud of you, Libra. This day seems like it was painful for you, but you're going into much more of a creative time now, where you're making things happen. You're very fiery. Maybe you have met this Knight of Wands. It could be a male that's a little bit younger than you, and he's not really ready for all of the things that you're ready for, not really ready to deal with all the subjects and topics that you want to talk about. Or maybe you guys have some kind of collaboration on a loan, if this Knight is involved with you romantically, or it's a sibling or something. I don't really feel it's a sibling for many of you. Depending on what you're, male or female, this Knight of Wands is not really ready to do anything together. So they might be having a problem with shared finances, or sharing their money with you, or their resources, or their belief system. Sometimes people's beliefs change, and maybe they did a deep dive into their ancestry and realized who they are, and they're not really okay with that. They're not ready to move forward on anything that's that has like anything to do with real love. They just want passion. And that's not what you're looking for, especially when I'm talking to my females who are trying to get pregnant, whether it's the first time or the next time. This Knight of Wands is not really your guy to do that with, okay? If this is a friend and it's somebody who you have an agreement with to collaborate on some things, or travel somewhere, or something that has to do with the 8th house, which is about transformation, he wants to go at it alone. Maybe you are the Empress. Maybe and you felt very detached that day. You didn't feel like it was the normal Mother's Day celebration. It felt unright. It felt unjust, and you're left with like, where do I go? But you're going places. You're definitely going places, Libra. This could just be the energy of the Knight of Wands for many of you. It will be the energy of the Knight of Wands, which is very fiery and traveling at a high speed, and with a lot of passion, a lot of energy. Here we have in the future position is the 6 of Wands in the reverse. Now, I do not like to see this card in the reverse, but it's not too terrible, Libra, okay? It's just that it's not the time yet for you to celebrate a victory. Okay, now this is not a huge victory, it's a small victory. So I would not say that this is actually like you're finding out you're pregnant for the first time, or not, maybe even the third time, it doesn't even matter. Or maybe you're finding out that, hey, we don't believe the same belief system. We don't feel the same way about money. We don't feel like, we want to collaborate anymore, or our finances are just, anything like that. It's just not happening in the future. This is not happening. with this Knight of Wands energy. And I apologize to many of you who don't have your mother with you, or you don't have a good relationship with your mother, or maybe you don't have a good relationship with your children. I mean, that's part of life. Maybe things are not yet coming together the way you'd like it. However, with the Knight of Wands energy, I want to go back to the current position for a little bit. It shows, there's a lot of potential here. So maybe in the next few days, as we move into this new moon in Taurus energy, which is all about the Empress, the mother, right? So it's very interesting. Things are not happening the way you thought, or you're not. It's just not your time yet, Libra. That's it. It's just not your time yet. So maybe just move forward, knowing that it's possible. However, it's just not your time yet. Maybe some of you are actually you thought you were pregnant. Maybe you had all the symptoms and stuff like that, and you're pretty sure that you felt that way, and you knew how you were feeling, and your body was feeling different. And you find out that you're actually not. So you just have to, you're out for the month, and you just continue on next month, and you just keep continuing on, and you don't let something that's in your head that you really wanted to happen and manifest. You don't let it take over the beautiful rest of this month that we have to navigate through. Still, you're going to still be in your element, and still believe that sometimes divine timing is everything, and it's not your time yet. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It's just not happening right now. So the message and advice from Spirit is very interesting. We have the Hermit card in the upright position. This is a very spiritual card. The Hermit studies. So maybe some of you are students. Maybe some of you are studying a new way of thinking. Maybe some of you are studying, what a rebirth is and what it feels like to have a rebirth. Or if you're going through a rebirth, you're diving deep into the rebirth process. Maybe some of you are researching how your mother had passed away, or how her mother passed away, or how the women in your life passed away. Maybe it was all something that they had that was similar, that went on with their passing. I'm not really sure here. The eighth house can be of stuff that's not always so positive, but it's interesting. So it's occult study. So there's no judgment here. Okay, it's a transformation. So if you need to, and Spirit is saying, take the time, study, go into deep study. Maybe block everybody out for a while and just go within, Libra. Maybe some of you have Virgo, and a very strong, maybe Virgo in your moon, maybe Virgo in your rising. That's really, really intuitive. If you have Virgo in your rising, if you Virgo moon, you're very mystical, and you're very into the study of death and rebirth, and maybe it's the death of the way of being. Let's not be so morbid here, right? The death of the way of being, death of the way of living, the death of the way of this empress in the reverse used to do things. You do not have to do that, okay? You do not have to. You can make your own traditions, what I'm hearing. Very interesting, your own traditions, and maybe moving forward every year you celebrate it your holiday in a different way. You don't have to do everything like your mother and your grandmother or your aunts did, or whoever this Taurus is in your life, or this Empress is in your life that's in the reverse. You don't agree with how they used to do things, so you're changing things up, and you're researching how you can transform into the person that you want to be, Libra, and not what everybody expects of you, or expects of your family, or your ancestors. It doesn't have to be. We have free will here, and this is what Spirit's trying to let you know. We have free will. Do some investigation, do your homework, study, go deep within, dive deep within, okay, and just focus on what you want to focus on and what makes you happy moving forward in the future. And I think that's a beautiful way to go into the summer months. Maybe some of you are deciding to go into a book club, or maybe some of you are deciding to study meditation or reincarnation, tarot, whatever it is. You are being called to transform and do things the right way. This way you're never waiting for that Six of Wands moment, because Six of Wands is sometimes about needing to make an impression on on the people who are very fiery and imaginative and like to, you know, make noise and be noisy and loud, and that's fun, that's great. But Libra, I really don't think that's who you are anymore. And you need to let me know how this resonates with you, because this is very important for you. Like, this is a pivotal time in your life where things are really changing for the better for you. And it's sometimes when we don't receive is when we have the opportunity to do something else with our lives. And I feel that this is going to happen to you as we go into mid-month and the early summer months. So I want to wish you a very blessed new moon in the sign of Taurus. I'm sorry that things are not working out as planned for you right now, but you are being veered off something that you thought was going to happen to be enlightened in another way and really transform yourself, your values, and how you view life. Okay, my Libras, I'm wishing you a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful new moon and many blessings to you.